New sun. What happens to my hat? It's the same. Look, 3 cubes. 3 cubes sitting on a cube on an angle. Bring me in my diamond. I went in there, and I threw a lasso around the 3 cubes. I threw a lasso. It was round, right? I could have did anything I wanted with that circle, right? Look at that. See that? But it's round. But it's not round. But it's round. It's not round. It's round. It's not round. It's round. The question is, round and not round. Okay? Are you going to round something? Look, not round. Square. Round, not round. Now if I put 3 of them in, right? Still round, not round, round. Around the finger. Look, I went around the finger. It's as round as my finger is. Went around to come around. But who says a box is square? Who says a box is square? 1 inch or 1 foot? 1 or 11? 1 foot is because it's from here to here. And it's 1 foot. They have 2 lines for inches and 1 line for a foot. So when they say 5 and a 1 on top of it, it's 1 whole 12. When they have 2 inches, it says in between. I am 2 parts of 12, 2 parts of this, 2 parts of that. I am 1/8 of 1/16 of an area of movement in the distance between 2 areas, regardless of how much space I take up. I am 1 cube. Here's a few combinations I wanted to show right now. Hold on a second. Look, I put it all the way around. Round is a creation of a center circle. 1 around this side and this side, this side and this side. 1 around 2 and 2. 2, 1, 2, 10 times 10 because above and below. 10 times 10, 100, 212. 212 Fahrenheit, 100 Celsius. In which, by not fact, that 10 and 6 must go together. So what we have over here, I got a really bad itch, okay, is that 212 Celsius, okay, 212. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 5, 21, 12. Is that 10 equals to 16 because inside 10 times 10 Celsius comes man 6. Because he comes in from this side and that side and he ends up the shark. Imagine, he's linear this way and he's going this way. At least the horse is linear this way and he's going this way. Man is linear this way and he has to completely walk this way, right? Although we're splitting by pushing, our greatest thrust, okay, this complete thrust goes where? When we push area cubical space that's in front of us. I went around the round, above and below. Oh my God. It's almost in the middle. It is. It's in the middle below. Area space. Ooh. Area space that I want to talk about is what I'm going to finish right here. Let's go for the Fibonacci drive. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. Now here, I have to go 34. 21 to 34. 1. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 4. Check this out. I drove to here 1, to here 2, to here 3, right? And all the way to here 4. I did 4 and all I counted was 3. Isn't that crazy? In fact, in order to check both sides and go forward, okay, you have to actually go this way, okay, this way, this way, this way, okay, this way, in order to really go up and then come back. But the real thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With 6 done, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I only did 5. So when you come to the corners, you lose 1 step. So when you go all the way around 48, 44, 40, or 36, 48 equals 44, 44 equals 40, and 36. So you're always losing 1 step here, 1 step here. So after you go around each side, you go around the whole thing, you end up over here, and you take 1 more step out. You come to the corner, you take a step out. Here, look, 1, 2, 3, and here's your 4. 1, 2, 3, here's your 4. You're in the same area. 4 is in the 3rd area. So when you go around the Monopoly board is 48 around. 13 times 13 equals to 48. There's 48 squares to get around. Each corner has a value of 2 by 2 squares. All the property has a value of 1 by 2 squares. 2 by 2, 1 by 2. Life in the corners. Life takes up all the corners. There's 4 areas here. There's 4 areas here. There is 18 in between. 2 chips, 4 chips. There's 9 areas, in which in the 18, 2 are trains. There's 16 and 2, because the 2 trains is to the B world. B&O, short line, Pennsylvania freedom, and reading, which is rotting, or D king of gold. O&R. 15 and 18. Here's your 15, okay? Your I and I comes together over here. Your I and I comes together, and where does this show up, this I and I? It shows up in this dumb design over here. It's both sides of this. When I come to the first side of 9 p.m., if you want to use it, or 90 degrees, which is this angle over here, you move 22.5 degrees. You move 22.5 degrees, 22.5 degrees. You end up at 6, so you go 1, 2, 3. You need to do it 4 times. 22.5, but you need to do it all the way to here. This is the middle where the 22.5, but what area space is over here? It's 216. And then the area space over here, it's 225. And the area space on this side, it's 234. That's the area space. So you need to calculate all the way to here from here to here, the total is 18. 16, 18, 34. 7, 7, 9. And what is the relationship? The relationship is 8. The circle between two circles. This circle and this circle. You're not going to use one circle. You're always going to use two. You're not inside the same circle. You're going from one area to the next. You're going from one area to the next, right? X marks the spot. You're here, you're here, you're here, you're here. We'll all meet back at home. X marks the spot. 1/4 turn of this makes 4 positions. 4 positions and 4 positions. Quarter, quarter, click, click. But the quarter I turn to the left is 1/4 away more from the right. So if it's 1/4, if the quarters are counted as 90, and I make one turn around and I move 90 of my 360, I'll be moving 450. I'll be 450 away from where I originally began. If I move from here and I move over here, okay, this is 90. I will be from here to here, okay, but I will be far away from here again. From here, I'll move to here. This one will be 90 degrees closer to here, 270, but this one would have moved 450. 72. Time movement. You ever see this bell? You know what the bell is? The bell is your vaccine. So we have the area space here. Now, if we want to understand numbers, a few things in numbers, in the Fibonacci, 55 is your 10. Remember I said you're 10 Celsius? Well, now it's 16 Celsius. 16 and 16 create your first 32. Then you add 32 equals to your first 64. Now you minus 3.2, the freezing mark. 32, 32, 32, 96. You take away this, it becomes 60.8. 60.8, time in the heavens. It's 2 heavens, okay? The center of this one and the center of this one, right? The top of this one and the top of this one. It's I and I. It's I and I, the two sides of the in-between, which creates 2, 3, 4, and 216. 216, that's the number of hours there are in 9 days of 24. 216 is 5, 6, 1 to the 7th gate. We're not even going to get into that. 216 would be 136 or a touchdown. 2 hours, 16 minutes. 120, 116, touchdown, adding up 1 to 16 is 216, 6 points for touchdown. So this has to do with the touchdown thing has to do with the moon. And 216 from 90 degrees equals to 68.4 degrees. And this, I can't explain. This is your communication in Delta. This is through Pluto. And how does this fit in? 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. This is the 90 birth, the Venus world, the dog leg, right? 94, 47 is 94. But what's 74? 74 half is 37. But what's 37 is 73, and now you break up into 2 worlds, 36.5, 365 days, we break up into 2 worlds. And we're not going to break this down to 182.5, because then it says heaven of angel resident, 2 and 5 breaking and entering, 1 and 5 is right here. If we had to use Fibonacci as where we would go for 1 and 5, it would be right here. Right in between 1 and 1 with 2. 1 and 1 on every side of this design over here. So what would that do? How would that create anything? What would that create inside this design? Would we have to make it bigger? Okay, would I have to make it bigger and then do it this way? Because we don't want to cut anything in half. So we're just going to add on. And then on this side over here, right, we're just going to put a cap. And now inside of 1 and 1 Fibonacci 2, inside 3 cutting through 8. Okay, it's either this design I'm going to use or this design I'm going to use to do the same thing. I'm going to make it a little bigger. I think I'm going to use this design because this one's more precise. Okay, so what happened is now this is Fibonacci only on one side. Now I have to flip it this way and then flip it back. Now I needed to make the 34 row around here, so let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So in order to do this one, I have to do 34. And the reason I do this is because these boxes I'm regarding as 360 degrees. Okay, 360, so it's 20 times 18, and the Mayan calendar is 20 months by 18 days, 2 periods of 9 days. Or you can also go 18 months, 2 period of 10 days, 1 day is a link day, right? You link when you hit center. So now that we've come all the way around, look where we ended up from where we started. I'm going to show you. Isn't that amazing where we end up? This is 34. Well, everybody must know. Is it that perfect? Right? Is it that perfect? Look where we end up. We end up just one below where we started. 34, isn't that perfect? Now 55, where would 55 be? Well, we can use the same numbers, 34, okay? Same numbers, 34, 35, 36, and then we'd have to go again. 1, 2, 3, let me do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, boom, right in the center. 28, 29, 57, moon, right in the center. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. 55 meets at the top right over here. Whoop. I gotta go over here. So now 55 ends up creating the 2-to-1 area space and the 3-to-1 area space. Look, all these 4 plus these 2. So it took that much to get around. So this in itself is its own design. This area over here would now have to be duplicated like this. And we have to see the numbers we use in here and how this splits together. I wanted to go back to this over here. Now we can choose any numbers. 84 becomes 42. 42 will become 24. 24, we have the night and the day. 6, 6, 6, and 6. And the reason they're all 6s is because there's 3 8s broken up into 4 6s. This is the way you have to figure it. Then there's 28 cycle of the moon calculated out of 35, which are all 7s. 5 times 7, 35. 4 times 7, 5 and 4 runner number into the sun. 62, 53, 44 are all reversed on the cube is 33, 24, and 51. Area Mars communication of the two sides of 3 and 3 of the cube. 3 and 3 of the cube, where do you want to use that? You want to use that here and here. Now we're going to split that up. We're going to do that again. And then we're going to get here. And let's say somewhere here. And then we're going to get, where is it? Here and here. And then we're going to get this one over here. So this is your 6 dice. And how does this fit into the Fibonacci? Here's your I and I. The space of the circle takes up 0.9 and 0.9 equals to 18. Why? Because the string that comes out of here, whatever it is, Venus is 0.2. If you want to call it fiber optics. The completion or the skin of everything. You want to get to 96, the half is 48. Reverse that, the 84 is 42. We connect into time, rotation of man, earth, inside of 8. Well, don't you see it? Don't you see the 8 over here? The percentage sign of 5 and 2. It's artwork, my friends. It's an artwork. They've been reading for thousands of years artifacts and all these artifacts, Egyptian artifacts, and they're looking and they're reading. What are they reading? What are they looking for? What are they actually looking for? What are they reading? What do they want to know? What do you want to know? What do you want to know? You're reading. You're looking for something. Ancient artifacts. I'm doing the same thing. I'm recreating from where the artifacts came. These also numbers. 34 times 34 or 68 communication in Mars. It is the gateway. Why? Because it's 3 times 17 to make 51 Mars. It's 2 to make DC, which is created from A, okay, and C. Left and right. Left and right, okay, above and below. That 1 is the center heart to all. It plays from the 5 position, but is also known as area space 1. It's also known for 2 sides because it is the beginning, just like a rope. 2 ends of the same rope. Look, I corralled them. I held 2 ends of the same rope. I got it around, but it was open-ended. It was an open-ended round. Hey, look, did you get it in the pocket? Yeah, it's the hole in the corner. But is there a hole? Yes, there's a hole, and it drops down into the round hole. So I showed you this part on Fibonacci. I was showing you these numbers, and, you know, I seem to get off track all the time. But 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 3 and 2. That 3 and 2 is your 5. It makes 5 times 5 is 25, equaling to 35. This 35 here and this 35 here come together. Now let me see if I can get out my calculation. Well, anyways, just let's look at it this way. This ends up to be, okay, in addition only 38. Okay, this over here becomes 19 and 19, 38. 19 times 19 equals 361, and it is 1 degree more, okay, than the circle of the moon. The circle of the moon, okay, 360 degrees, okay, sorry, the circle of the moon is a cycle, the circle of the earth cycle is the same as saying 7 and 7 equals to 49 and 14. This is equivalent to the moons on Jupiter, okay, and it has to do with the halfway point. So halfway is Mars and Saturn, okay, depending on creation. But it's creation halfway point, which actually reflects 1, okay, the 4 corners, and 1. They both create 7s. Those are the 2 gateways. 7 and 7 is 49. This 49 is 94, creation of time. The IT system of the sun, the birth of the delta angle. D iota, delta iota, is that what it is? And all these things, this is your rotation. 7 times 3 creates this. Where does 7 and 3 come from? Right over here, creating this, creating time, creating the cube in time. Creating the cube in time. So now we know, after that, creating Cuban time. What is Cuban? C-U-B-A-N, Cuban time. Cuban time, for me, is known as Western time or Central time. Is it Central? No, it's Texas time, because I'm going to balance this on either Cuba, the island, or Mark Cuban, who used to or still owns the Dallas Mavericks. So I need to put this on Cuban time. Or are we talking how long it takes to smoke a Cuban cigar? Or is it when the Bears go to sleep because the Cubs are home? Cuban, Cubano, Cubana, uno, una, 1. Caban, Cuban, cabin, CNA, creation, angel, band, beta world, angel, trans. The N comes in there, so it's moving over, right? Could be a heartbeat. Anyways, let's leave it alone. Could be a splice.